So now we're just going to walk right on through. And we're going to ignore a lot of enemies. And those guys get a little bit easier. And here's another thing that gets easier. We have the grapple beam now, so we can do that. So we're just going to take a little trip over. Now we've been to this room before, but like is the case in many places that we've been to before, it is not a place that we were able to get the power up because we did not have all the requisite pre-power-ups that we needed. Oh, now come on. I was trying to bait the other one. Don't you show up too. Look at these slow-moving Triceratops. Adorably trying to harass me. I think I literally got both of those guys with one bomb. That was great. They were fighting over who got to eat that bomb. Circle of life, my friends. Circle of life. Alright, so we got some flying pirate action. You know, nothing we... Come on, buddy. Nothing we haven't seen before. But it is going to be important for us to neutralize those guys so that we can make this jump unimpeded. Those guys are not your friends when you're trying to do platforming. I thought we could get the guy before he took off, but... Oh, now come on. Alright, so it is possible to take those guys out without the missile shot. After we get this weapon, the next place that we are going to go is going to be a spot that gives us... Yeah, here we go. The geothermal core is the place where we're headed to. We are going to take a trip back to the Samus ship so that we can get some more missiles. Because this being at like half or a third of our missiles all the time is getting a little old for me too. I like being able to waste them indiscriminately, so... That's how I roll. Now, here's another thing. Anyone remember when those lava worms were a pain to have to deal with? Well, with the ice beam, that's not really that big of a problem anymore. Because you can freeze their little heads with one icy shot. And that just makes them a lot more hospitable, I suppose. So those guys are a lot easier to placate when you have the ice beam. And so this is a transport that we're going to be going through after we get this new weapon. And, yes, this is the spider ball room. So we climb across using the spider ball tracks. So, once we get to, the room is called the geothermal core, where the plasma beam is located. And once we get there, we're going to have to, thankfully it's not a enemy, but a platforming challenge. Now, I will say that it's not my favorite platforming challenge. We may be in for several attempts. We'll see. Traditionally, this has been a difficult challenge for me to overcome. So, hopefully we get it on first try. That would be pretty awesome. But let's just say that might not be what happens. Okay, so here it is. Now, there is actually one of the prime sequence breakers told me this one. You can jump on this rock, and then you can jump on top of this thing here, and then you can jump on top of this little stalactite thing, and then you can actually do a double jump onto that platter thing. And it's a bunch of really precise sequencing that you have to be able to do. But the end result of it is you don't need to do what I'm about to do, which is use the grappling beam to get over to that same sorcerer. Oh, now come on, Samus. I joked earlier that the amount of pain in the butt that it was to line that shot up, I actually wasn't sure which one was an easier one to do. The way the game designers meant for me to do it, or the way that I could do it with some advanced sequence breaking techniques here. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're just going to use the boost ball to screw these guys all the way up. And we're going to just jump from one to the next, to the next. And that is going to lead us up to the top here. And, yeah, this is the one where we have the spider ball to climb up. And so now we're on the top and we jump up to this guy. And yep, this is another morph ball slot. And that is gonna power us down here. And there you go. So this is the spider ball maze. And we're going to see how many tries it takes me to get all the way through the spider ball maze successfully. Sometimes I get lucky. Other times I get less lucky. But every time I get arthritis in my right hand index finger from having to hold down the R trigger. Alright, so these guys, this is a prime source of ways you can fail this challenge here. Fortunately, it doesn't bust you all the way back down to private, so you don't have to make the annoying jumps again. But that jump there is kind of a tricky one to make. So we'll just get it this time though, no problem. Alright, so... Alright, nice. Now, these plated parasite guys don't bug you if you don't bug them, so... Just avoid. You can also kill them with the morph ball bombs, but I think that's a little unsporting in this case. Certain other cases, maybe it might be a little bit more warranted, but... Not here. Here they're just like being extremely fair and minding their own business. But if that happens, you might feel the need to claim one or more of their lives in retribution. Because that will actually cause you to get back down to the very bottom. Oh, I hate that when that happens to me. Yeah, it is, as I say, a little finicky to get everything set up. So you gotta be letting go right at the right time, because that jump is a little thin. And you really don't want to scrimp on your L jumps at this phase of the day. Alright, we're for sure gonna... Alright. Samus had me worried about that one. She didn't know whether she wanted to help me out there or not. Alright, so... third time is the charm. Just gonna travel along this rail. Jump up. This is, though, like... I make fun of myself all the time for my irrational love of the spider ball. And, like, can you really blame me, like, how cool this challenge is? Oh no, yeah. Yep, you gotta work around their schedules there some. Alright, so yep, just gonna go down and then up. There we go. No problem. And then we just continue around here. And this is going to be so scary. But it actually isn't that bad because you can just, like, hold down the R button, like, immediately after you let go. And it's not really that bad. Alright, so just avoid that dude. And there we go. Made it. And so, what is our reward for doing all the way through those intense platformy challenging with the spider ball? Well, this is the sweetest weapon that there is. The plasma beam. Alright. So this is the weapon that you need to open these red colored doors. Look how fast it is though. Like, isn't that great? And those shots, they do some damage. Alright, so now we're going to go, not to Phendrana Drifts, but we're going to go back out the way that we came and over to the Talon Overworld here. Something very therapeutic about just not a care in the world, fall all the way down to the very bottom, and yeah, so let's take a trip back. So you could have made that maybe with the L jump. And unfortunately, there's going to be all these like wave doors that are going to be getting us down here. So we can't just like stay with the plasma beam out forever like we maybe would want to. But we're sure going to have it out as much as we can because it's awesome. And just make our way across this nice, relaxing spot here. And right up here. Alright. So we're gonna take a nice relaxing elevator ride up to the Talon Overworld. And this thing dusts a bunch of enemies. Yeah, I know we already got this missile upgrade, but you gotta check every time because you gotta be paranoid. Alright. So now we're gonna climb up here. Climbing some more. And our next stop is gonna be Samus's spaceship. Because there is a... Yeah, die, jerk flower. Number one, we need more missiles. I mean, kinda, not really. But the actual purpose of going over there, let's see, was this it? No, that's the Chosen Ruins tunnel. We wanted to go actually out the other way. This way out, yes. So we do want to rebuy on some missiles because we've been kind of running low. But there also is another thing over in the Talon Overworld that we're going to need to do before we get to our next spot. So let's take a break, Samus.